being in charge of my own diary, my own schedule. I was then scared that the feedback might be, don't go to BabyBeats. Life has changed a lot from when I first started. Put your big girl pants on, Erin. You've got this. Welcome to today's episode. I have got Erin Wattam on the couch with me today. She was BabyBeats' first franchisee, and she's here to talk about her experience of coming on board with us and running a business while having children. So welcome, Erin.
Thank you.
So we want to really understand how your journey in business has developed over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Because you've been on a real journey with us. And when you came on board, I know I've already told the story of how BabyBeats developed, and you were the one who took over on my maternity leave.
Yeah, that was me.
Yes, you were the first one. You trialled everything, especially the training.
Yeah.
So if you think back to nearly 10 years ago now, how much the brand has developed.
Yeah.
You've seen the whole thing unfold and how we've had people come on board with us, how we've developed different programs. How have you found that initial experience? If you think back to sort of 9-10 years ago, that first training experience, how can you kind of summarize the way that unfolded?
Life has changed a lot from when I first started. I had no kids. Not many responsibilities. I was working sort of part-time at a gym, reception, also teaching fitness classes alongside that. And then since then, I now have 2 children. I'm completely self-employed now. So life is very different from when I first came on board.
Yeah.
And the amount of programs that I'm delivering now is different as well. So I'm sort of covering babies, toddlers, adults, bit of everything. Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, definitely. To keep you interested as well.
Yeah.
You do find if you're teaching the same thing day in, day out, you need to keep your brain interested. You need to keep yourself active, don't you?
Yeah, definitely, because you end up on autopilot. So it's nice to flex lots of different brain muscles and just enjoy doing a bit of everything.
Okay.
Never get bored.
So when you first came on with us, you were working on reception as an employee.
Yes.
And I know that when you started your BabyBeats journey with us, it was initially, we were sort of a temporary 6 months thing. Let me get through my maternity leave. I will be back. And never came back. You're still there. We're in the same classes.
I'm really glad you didn't come back.
And that transition from employment, I remember having a few conversations with you at the time and going, you can do this, Erin. You can, you can drop these reception hours. Look how much money you can earn. How long did it take you to kind of have that realization that actually I can earn the same amount of money in these few classes than I can do doing 2 or 3 days on reception? Was it something that you had to gradually do to feel confident in it?
Yeah, definitely. I had to gradually do it. I think it took me probably 18 months maybe before I went fully free, self-employed.
Yeah.
I really liked the security of having like my set days. I went part-time. So I had my set days working in employment. I knew I'd got that there, knew I'd got sick pay, holiday pay, but then I had my few days then to really concentrate on building my business.
Yeah.
And then it took me that time to feel like I've got those classes full and we're making a really good wage. If I lost my employment days, I can still cope very well on the days that I was working just doing the BabyBeats programs.
Yeah.
So it took me until that point to then feel confident to go, do you know what? I need to get rid of those and just go for it. But I enjoyed having that mix of sort of like work and then coming into something that just felt like a hobby to me, because that's what it feels like.
Do you know what?
It's
That's
a hobby.
so interesting. The amount of times that people, especially when you first starting, will almost look at you as if you've got a hobby. And I have the thing about the word small business that we have to be as big as we believe we are. And I think you do almost have to have that transition to feel secure in it, to go, do you know what, I can do this? It has to be a bit of a process.
It does, yeah. I do think the way I did it really helped because I had the stability to then go, I've got this.
Yeah.
And that really helped me. But yeah, just loving what I do as well. It was just a hobby for those few days.
Yeah.
And I think when people come to my classes, I always get told like, oh, this is the most amazing job. Aren't you so lucky?
Yeah.
Aren't you so lucky to just like play with babies and do this all day long? Obviously people don't see the background stuff that we're doing all the time. But yeah, it is just the dream job, and I'm so glad you didn't come back.
I know.
Because I think I'd have been like, no, don't take my job away. I love this so much.
And then within that sort of time period, you didn't have any children when you came on board. How have you found that transition of going from effectively being you to being mum to 2 children? Because, you did, at the point that you had your children, you were self-employed, and that's not easy, is it, to navigate being self-employed and having children and maternity leave?
No, definitely not. So I had no maternity pay because I was self-employed.
Yeah.
So I was trusting somebody to come over and take over my classes for me so that I could keep them going. So the idea was someone covers my BabyBeats sessions, keeps them ticking over so people in the community still know they're happening. Photos are getting put on social media. People are still going out to soft play and saying, I'm doing these classes, they're amazing. So that when I return, I'd be confident that I wasn't starting from scratch again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't go quite as planned. The person that took over my classes wasn't the right fit, I think are the best words. And I started to notice, because I was doing the admin still. So I was sending the emails, talking to mums, like, are you going to book onto the next term? So that person just had to come in and cover the classes for me.
Yeah.
And people just weren't rebooking.
Yeah.
And I was starting to panic, thinking, oh my gosh, I think now, instead of the lovely feedback getting passed around the community of like, carry on going to BabyBeats, I was then scared that the feedback might be, don't go to BabyBeats. We didn't enjoy it. So that was the negative there. Luckily, you did step in and take over the classes. So once you took over, numbers started to fill again. That word of mouth was really positive, but that did put the fear in me that that my business had sort of had that negative feedback passed around for a little while.
Yeah, and there is always, for every positive, there is always negative experiences. And I think this is a massive aim of the podcast, is to show both sides. And we'll come on to sort of the way that we recruit people on, further down this conversation. But it is to do with personality as well. You've got a very vibrant personality.
Yeah.
People really warm to you. And as soon as you remove that person, doesn't matter how great the product is, if the personality is not there, then you do find that things don't continue on that upward trajectory, and that they kind of crumble around you a little bit, because word of mouth for us,
100%.
it's so strong. It's our strongest tool.
Yes.
That we have referrals year in, year out once we've got an area that's established. And if you've got a teacher that is amazing and connection and, can really speak to women and mums, then it just naturally evolves and grows over time. And we do find the people that struggle are the ones that don't have that personality.
Yeah, I think my background really does help with that. I grew up dancing. So from the age of 2, I was a dancer. I trained to be a dance teacher. I went off and performed in different countries. And that's when I came back and did my fitness qualifications. But I think that performance element, and I do think when you're instructing a class, you are performing.
Yeah.
They are your audience. You are performing to them. You want them to give you an encore. They want to be going, encore at the end. I want more. And I do think that has really served me, is that I'm so confident being in front of people.
Definitely.
And I'm able to just, if I've had a bad morning, you're not going to know in my class, because I just go, ping, performance is on.
And we were talking about this yesterday. You can be so tired. You can walk into a class. I do evening sessions, and sometimes I wake up at 5 and I start working. And then by the time it gets to sort of 6 o'clock, and I think, I've got to get my stuff on and get to this class, and I can feel so tired. And as soon as I walk through that door, I'm like, hi, everybody, how are we all doing? And it is your performance mode that kicks in. And it also makes you feel better, because I never leave feeling tired. I leave feeling the performance that I've put on.
100%. And I just think your energy rubs off in the people in the room.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
My feedback, when you look on my Google reviews, most of my feedback is Erin is, as opposed to we used scarves in class today.
Yes.
It is always, Erin is so lovely. Erin made me feel so welcome. Erin is really positive. And I think that's what people are coming for. They're coming for you.
Yeah, definitely.
They're coming for that reassurance, that comfort, that support. And just to feel like they've got another friend, and then
Yeah.
they make more friends in the room, but they know that they're coming in and they're getting that support. And I think that's so important.
Yeah. And I know for you, you are a massive advocate of community events. So you've expanded your offering. You started with BabyBeats. As the programs have grown, we've got Mindful Movers, which is our parent and toddler sessions,
Yeah.
which you do in a lot of community settings.
Mhm.
We've also got our BabyBeats Meets, which are free events, which I started running when you had your second
Yep.
child, that are still running now. And you've got such a great network that come pretty much every week, aren't they now, that are running?
Yep. So in January, I've had 3 BabyBeats Meets events. These are completely free events for people in the community. So the whole of Wakefield, you don't have to come to sessions.
Yeah.
So this is a really great way of meeting lots of different parents, which then in turn, they might then book onto BabyBeats. Or if the child's too old for that, they might come and join me in a toddler class.
So you found from doing that, there's been benefits not only for you personally,
Mhm.
because it does feel great to give that back and to meet other people, but you found it's actually elevated your business and
Absolutely.
awareness within the community.
It really, really has. And it's really, really rewarding because some of the events, some of the conversations that the experts are having with these parents are really important, and it's stuff that I would never bring up in class. So, but recently, one of the mums had been going through some domestic violence, and this is something that would have never been brought up in class. But this came alight because of one of the events, and they were able to get the support and advice there and then.
Yeah.
And I would have never known. And that just feels so rewarding to me that they might now be having the conversations and the support that they need that they might have not got or felt confident enough to reach out for.
Because definitely, I think as well, you almost don't feel, I know that I do sometimes, I don't feel deserving of the support that's out there.
Mhm.
Like, I don't feel like I necessarily need that I'm almost like, there's other people that need it more than me.
Yeah.
I don't want to self refer, but actually, once you have a conversation, you are like, okay, I need this before I get to crisis point.
Yes.
And it's just having that, we are not there to provide mental health support. We are not there to provide medical support, but actually to have that space that women can come and feel safe in. And
Yeah. And
you are the professional.
Yeah.
You tell me the services that you do.
So we can point them in the right direction, which I feel confident with now. And that's
Yeah.
something that's grown with me over the years. And now I've got all these connections. I feel confident if someone came to me, I know who to refer them to.
Yes.
I'm not qualified to answer some of these questions, but now I can point them in the right direction, and that feels really good. As well, they don't get many health visits anymore. You're getting told about weaning when your baby's like 8 weeks old.
No,
You're not
yeah.
retaining any of that information. So to have the Wakefield Growing Healthy service come out and be able to speak to them about weaning when they are weaning the baby,
Yeah.
that's been huge as well.
Yeah. And it boggles your mind that we have, women that come and they say, I want to come on, but my 6-week check is an 8-week phone call.
Yeah.
And, not to go down the tangent of the postnatal services, but how little women are actually getting on face-to-face value.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's
It's
not.
not good enough.
No.
And there does need to be change with that. So having these services that are free, that if you can't afford to come to a class,
Mhm.
you can still be within that community. You can still make a village of women. You can still find a network to support with. And I think, you've highlighted that so well in the way that you've done that and aligned it with your current classes. You've not had to you've set them up, but you've got them running side by side.
Yeah.
I think that works so well.
It does. And it's even progressed now that I can do it alongside the toddler sessions as well, the Mindful Movers. So a different venue, I approached them and said, listen, we've been doing this at Nuffield Health. It works really well. It's open to all the people visiting you today. So anybody can come and chat to these experts. Would you allow this to happen in your cafe? And they were like, absolutely. So now I'm able to do it with the toddlers as well. So we've got people supporting toddlers and whatever questions you've got for those, potty training, all that sort of stuff, is also running alongside their sessions free. But the people visiting, this is at a museum that I run the toddler sessions at, visiting the museum are going in and going, oh, amazing. Actually, I've got some questions. So it works really, really well.
And it's a minefield. We were talking the other day about how actually we're all just fumbling through parenting.
Oh yeah, we're learning on the job.
There's there's a million guides, but actually nobody's there and then, and we're all just doing the best that we possibly can.
Yeah, and every single child is completely different.
Yeah. So you as a business owner, you have now progressed your business. You're now a lead franchisee with BabyBeats because you showcase how you can really scale a business from one program where you started, you built your audience up, and then these babies got bigger like they do, and they became toddlers. So you then provide the toddler sessions, and then you provide sessions for adults as well. So you do the functional foundation
Yep.
stuff. And then you also do pregnancy sessions. You do one-off ones every sort of quarter, every few months. So you're bringing women into your world that way. So you have such a great example of the working model. You do the meets, you do the walks, you do the community events. You're amazing on social media. How have you found yourself as a business owner? How have you had to adapt to the changing landscape of
hmm
marketing yourself, of promoting all these different programs?
I think you've just got to be open to move with the times. So when I first started many moons ago, 9, 10 years ago, you could just hand out leaflets
Yeah.
and you could just sort of like go, I'm teaching BabyBeats, and maybe go into the doctor's surgeries and leaflet that way, go to lots of toddler groups, baby groups. Now it's all about that social media. There is a lot more to do now, I think personally, than what there was 10 years ago. I think it was much easier to fill your classes just by going, hello, I'm Erin, I'm
Yeah.
teaching BabyBeats. Whereas now I do think you've just got to keep up with the times. It's all about doing loads of social media, still getting out in the community, but you need to be visible everywhere. And if you go out and about, where is everybody looking?
The thing of social media is it is the beast of
hmm
social media that you can look at every different platform and it can feel really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I know we do a lot of work on identifying your ideal client to know where they're going to be so you can position yourself in front of them. And actually reframing a lot of things. I know that we talk a lot about actually that social media is almost like a free yellow pages that you can get in front of
Yeah.
so many people worldwide and build an audience. And it's how you actually manage that yourself as a business owner without getting sort of sucked in to
Yeah.
the social media, like just the chain of it, the whirlwind of actually producing more content than you're consuming.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was a really good point, sort of saying it's free, because I did used to spend probably more money paying to be in adverts and paying someone to distribute leaflets, whereas now you can just pick up your phone and make content and it be free.
Yeah.
Like last night, I mums tend to book at silly o'clock. So last night, one of my mums booked at like 2 a.m. and she messaged me this morning, booked while we're doing the night feed. How amazing that, like,
Yeah,
at
that's
that
I love
time of
that.
night, someone's booked and paid onto my class. They're not going to be looking in a newspaper at that
Yeah.
time. So it works really well in that sense. And I think you could easily be rushed off your feet and think, oh, I've not done a social media post. If you've got 2 minutes, do it at 10 o'clock at night, because that
Yes.
one doing a night feed, she's looking at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
still
yeah.
going to see it.
And how have you found that juggle between being a business owner and being a mum of two young children? Because it's a massive juggle.
Yeah, huge. So I'm not working as much at the moment until my children go to full-time school. So at the moment I'm working 3 days. But I say that as in I'm physically teaching
Yeah.
classes 3 days. So when they have a nap, that's when I get my laptop out. When they're in bed, that's when I'm replying to emails.
Yeah.
So I have to be more flexible. I'm not working Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, turn my phone off at a weekend. I can't do that because I've got the kids. I haven't got as many hours in my day. Yeah, so I can't work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. That doesn't work with picking kids up from school or nursery. So I'm afraid, Molly, mate, you was wrong. We don't all have the same 24 hours. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to drop my kids off, pick them up, do tea, do bath, do bed, and then out comes my laptop again, out comes my phone, and that's when I can do some more work.
And there's always that balance between, you can look at it from both sides. You can go, do you know what? Actually, I can turn up to employment, I can do my job, and I can leave, shut everything off. I can do bedtime with my children, and that's done. And that's, I get my wage for that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
Again, I've said it a million times. I am unemployable. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be like, well, what else can we do? What's the next thing that
Mhm.
we're going to do? And I want to have that flexibility and that freedom and to go, right, my child needs to go to the dentist tomorrow. I'm just going to pick her up at 12. I'm going to clear my diary. I am very goal orientated. You are very goal orientated as well. And for you, what has been the benefit of being self employed while your children have been small?
the flexibility, being able to pick them up. Oh, my phone goes, they're poorly, I need to go pick them up. Being in charge of my own diary, my own schedule,
Yeah.
but also loving what I do. I'm not accountable for a business other than my own. So the rewards are my rewards.
Yeah.
I do really well. My bank account looks better.
Yeah.
I don't do very well. Need to work harder, Erin.
Yeah.
I love like setting goals. I'm really motivated and competitive. So
Yeah.
I want
And
to do well.
that's a personality trait, because you as a lead franchisee have come on to quite a few interviews with us when we're interviewing for franchisees, and we interview more people than we take on board, because we
Yes.
really try to look at personality traits that exactly what you've just said. Oh, my bank account doesn't look great this month. What can I do to ensure that next month it looks brilliant? And I'm looking at it going, yes, look what I've
Hmm.
achieved this month. And I think that personality trait is a really hard thing to find. Do you find that it comes out in other, does it come out in your parenting as well? Is it an all-encompassing personality thing, or is it just something that you find comes out within your business?
Oh, interesting. But we've had this conversation before about like money mindset and like money doesn't grow on trees. And that has very much been instilled in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got that from my parents. Both my parents worked really, really hard. Like even now, my mum and dad have retired, but they still do like little part-time jobs. They just,
Yeah.
and that has been instilled from a young age. And it is, I think it is hard to find those personality traits as well, because running your own business isn't for the weak. It isn't easy. And I think people see it as like, oh, Erin has the most amazing job. She gets to teach mums and babies. How lovely. Oh, she turns up on social media and like tells us about her class. It isn't just that. And I think it's hard to get people to understand that it isn't just that. Like I started the year with one of my classes only half full. I can't tell you the last time that happened. It's been years since that's happened. And instead of going, ugh, like rubbish, I've worked my butt off, and I've got 3 more weeks, I think, of this term still left. They're full now.
Yeah.
My next term for spring, which doesn't start till the end of Feb, is full.
Yeah.
And that's because I've chose to see that as, oh, that's really annoyed me. It's been years since I've started a term with only half full, instead of like, oh, there's not enough mum and babies. Oh, maybe they've gone to baby centre. Or maybe the day that I've chosen is a bit of a rubbish day. Maybe the time's rubbish. Maybe I need to change this. No, my product works. I'm brilliant at what I do. For some reason, I've not found my people,
Yeah.
but I'm going to find them now.
Yes.
And I think trying to get people to be able to switch the mindset of this hasn't worked. Ugh, it's not worked. I'll just do the term. I'll just
Yeah.
finish the term
It's the
instead of,
excuses mindset. And I think that is something that is with your personality trait, definitely with my personality trait. And I see that my children will say to me, oh, I haven't had time. And I'm like, no, we've all had time to do whatever it is that needs doing. We've just not prioritized that as an immediate. And you've got to have that as your number one priority, rather than burying your head in the sand and going, well, like, it's the circumstances, it's the economy, it's anything else. You have to be fully accountable for every aspect of your business. And I think you showcase that so well, that, yeah, there are times that you're half full, but you go, okay, well, why? What do I need to do? What am I going to put in place to get there? And, you just drive it forward continuously.
yeah,
You started off, and like you said, you've not had that for years. And rather than sitting back and going, oh, well, this new class has started and that's why, you've gone, no, I'm going to go find my people. I know they're out there.
yeah.
They just need to know about me. They don't know about me yet.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go out there and find them. And I think that's so inspiring. And that's, one of the reasons why, you've come to become a lead franchisee is all to do with your work ethic and how much you actually put in there, and the way that you deal with women and mums and you support them. And that really does show within the whole of the business. Before we finish, we've got one question, and I love to pop a question
Oh
up
gosh.
for the guests. And this is, if someone's listening to this, or if
Mhm.
they're watching and they're thinking about starting a business up.
Yeah.
They're thinking, actually, I want to build something myself, or they want to come onto a franchise. What is the one bit of advice that you would give them?
Oh, and this is something that my husband says all the time, and I don't know if it's good advice, but is put your big girl pants on.
Yes.
If you are teetering on the edge and you're thinking, oh, I really want to do this, but I can't, get rid of the cart, pull up those big knickers,
Yeah.
those Bridgets,
Yeah.
and just tell yourself, I can do this. And I think it's just having that, put your big girl pants on, Erin, you've got this.
Yeah, go out there and do it, because everybody can do it. They've just got to have the drive to do it.
Yeah, and the confidence as well.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank you
speak
for
to us
having me.
today. You've just listened to I'm Fine But. If you're unsure about business or what really matters to you right now, why not take our free Core Values course? It's linked in the show notes and it's a brilliant place to begin. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and you can follow us online at all your favourite social media platforms at BabyBeats UK. Until next time, I'm Rose and I'm fine. But honestly, we're all just figuring it out.